these guys just trip over their own feet. I mean, I use the term fuck ups. They're just fuck ups. Now when you're a fuck up with money and celebrity, it makes these guys head of their own kingdom.
It does. It's funny you said that because a lot of the clips that I post up about John, I write John steps on his own foot again,
Yep.
and that's exactly what he does. He steps on his own foot.
Yeah, and there are a lot of guys like this. I want to plug my last guest and video I did about Aaron Imholte of Steeltoe Morning Show and Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, both YouTubers, with Johnny Cush, and we did an episode on that, and we traced Aaron's fuck ups. And if you go back to his quote unquote 10-year radio career and you track where he has an opportunity, he fucks it up. He builds something up again. He has an opportunity, a new opportunity, fucks it up. New marriage, fucks it up. Just everything is a series of just self-sabotage, fucking things up. And now he's staring at possibly not having custody at all of his kids, because of his fuck
Unbelievable.
ups. And Nick Rekieta is the same way. It's like they have life by the balls, and
And they
they've
throw it
built a
away.
career in law school, five kids, wife, great house. It's the American dream, honestly.
And
And
it's
then
hard to achieve these days.
it is hard to achieve these things. And then on top of that, you become YouTube famous, where you and I know live streaming is a lucrative thing. And when you're
Absolutely.
live streaming to 100,000 people at one time during Johnny Depp
Johnny
trials,
Depp. Yep.
that's a big fucking deal. So, and I also want to say Aaron was gold digging too. It wasn't just April. Aaron was not going to let JJ Dabbles or Nasrat fuck his wife because we don't have 450,000 subscribers.
Right.
Let's be real,
No,
you know.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter what Aaron gaslights. I can shoot it down in a heartbeat. I'm experienced and I'm older than you, and I've seen the mistakes you're making through your life, and I'm seeing you step in it time and time again in real time. You know,
And he won't listen because he's at the point where follower counts are what matters and things like that.
and that's the problem, man. That's another problem. It's the most important thing in the world to them, and it's a shame. Aaron, he will look back, or maybe he won't. He is the Steel Toe Morning Show, and this dream of his has ruined his life and people's lives
Yeah,
around him. If he had, I'm not saying, hey, look,
including
go
his
for it.
children.
Exactly. Look, I don't know if Steel Toe was the reason for his first divorce or not. It probably was, to be honest. Because you got to give up when you become a family man. You have to give up the ghost. You have to say, okay, all those dreams I had, I can't indulge into it at the expense of my children, raising my children. They are
Right.
now the priority. They should be the priority. And when your dream of being a radio star becomes a priority to the point where you're begging for money, go get a fucking real job, get some benefits. You know, it's the ego, and it's he's wanting to cover up for that embarrassment. So Aaron is almost the same way. He feels like if he goes, disappears, and gets a job and does what he should do, and focus on his family, not the Steel Toe Morning Show. Um,
Is it even a show anymore? It's just a begathon now.
it's just, don't get me started because then we'll go on for another
Yeah, I
hour.
know. I know. I'm sorry.
Uh, it's just you'll see things that all these guys will do, and part of it is a lot of the personalities are very similar, and we all get it. Look, we're doing the same thing. We're podcasting. Sure, we want numbers and all that stuff,
Right.
and it's debatable whether our sense of self-worth is attached to that. You know what I mean? That's the real test. Can you turn off the cameras and feel whole and feel like your family's good enough? Obviously, I don't think Nick Rekieta is the kind of guy who can do that. He proved the best thing
Right.
for him to have done was to just disappear, but he still
Yeah,
has
but
to
he's
stream.
he's got to do it.
You're fucked up beyond belief. He still has to stream. Still has to stream. It's an addiction in a way. If we really
And
want to
he,
get deep.
and obviously he's got problems with addiction, and when you have an addiction problem, it's not only substance, it's other things too, including internet. Internet is an addiction. Streaming
Mhm.
is an addiction to some
Mhm.
people. in Japan, the internet addiction is like a serious problem,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what that's to do with anything. But yeah, like you said, Nick, after all that he's done, all those streams, those embarrassing things, he still just gets back and like nothing happened. It's almost like nothing happened.
It's this, and this is a perfect place for us to segue back into Corey Feldman. One thing that these people all have in common, we talked about him. Aaron Imholte, Steeltoe Morning Show. Corey Feldman, no introduction needed. Stuttering John Melendez, Howard Stern Tonight Show, and his own podcast. And then lastly, Nick Rekieta. All four of them all have one thing in common. They're all victims.
Yes.
They're all victims. It's never their own
It's
doing.
never their fault.